morning, children. I'm happy to see you all once again through this online class. We have completed the statistics chapter and now we are going to start a new chapter. The topic is here, surface areas and volumes. Surface areas and volumes. It's an interesting chapter. I hope you will surely enjoy this chapter. Don't think that it's a tough one. It's an easy one. I hope you remember we already saw the basics. All the formulas related to surface areas and volume. Even then, I think it's better to revise that. Okay, so in this class, we will just recollect what we have learned in class 9. Before that, I want to tell you, surface areas and volumes is only related to solids and not related to planes. So when you hear the name shapes, normally the shapes that come to your mind are circle, square, rectangle. But you know very well they are not solid shapes, they are plane shapes. They are plane shapes. So we can consider shapes as two types. One is plane shapes, another one is solid shapes. So plane shapes, example, well known: square, circle, rectangle, etc. And solid shapes, you would have heard about cube, cuboid, you already studied that, cylinder, etc. These plane shapes does not contain any thickness. That is, plane shapes does not contain any volume. They have only area. Understood? Plane shapes are also called as 2D shapes. They doesn't contain any volume. But solid shapes, they have area as well as volume. So they are called as 3D shapes. I already told you why this is called 2D and that is called 3D. Means you consider as square. This square is called as a two-dimensional shape. Why? Because two-dimensional, any two axis is enough. For example, you have studied graph, coordinate geometry. See, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. So this two axis alone is enough for plane shapes. Okay, so they are called two-dimensional, only this x-axis and y-axis. But in case of a cube, you consider a cube. Okay, so when you consider a cube, here you see this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and another one axis called as z-axis is also needed to represent the shape. In addition, x-axis and y-axis, two axis alone is not enough to contain this shape. We need another one axis called z-axis. So this shape is called as three-dimensional shape. Okay, so we are going to discuss with this three-dimensional shape, which are also called as solid shape, which has both area, surface area and volume. Okay, so we will discuss about these solid shapes in detail. These are the shapes, solid shapes that we are going to deal with in our 10th standard. We already saw the same in 9th standard, and in 10th standard we will have the combination of these solids. The shapes, the structures which contains the combination of all these shapes. But before that, before going to the exercise, I want you to recollect what you have learned in 9th standard. Okay, so all these shapes have surface areas as well as volume. For example, you consider this cube. This is a cube, isn't it? Cube has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. You know very well. It has surface area. Surface area means the outside area, the external area. Okay, so the area unit is meter square or centimeter square. Surface area, as well as it contains volume. What do you mean by volume? Volume is the space occupied by this object. The space occupied by this cube. For example, if you consider this cube, it occupies this much space. Okay, it is not just the external surface, but the whole cube is included. Volume means the whole cube. Understood? The volume of the chalk piece means the whole chalk. But the surface area means only the outer portion. The outer portion of the outer area of the chalk. Now you understood the difference between surface area and volume. Surface area is only the outside, outer portion. But volume means the whole the whole object. Okay, the space occupied by the whole object is called as volume. You understood it clearly? Okay, so now different formula are given for all the shapes. You have studied, you know it very well. You have already studied it. Even then, I already taught you to derive these formulas on your own. Okay, I want to repeat that. I want to recollect that. So mostly in your book, for every shape, 3 formulas are given. Number 1, area. Among area, there are 2 formulas. They are called total surface area and curved surface area. And the other formula is volume. So totally there are 3 formula. If you consider this cube, total surface area means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The surface area of all the 6 sides. But curved surface area. So total surface area, curved surface area, and third one, volume. So total surface area means all the 6 sides, the area of all the 6 sides, total. But curved surface, the curve 1, 2, 3, 4. Only this 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 sides area will be calculated. The top side and the top and bottom will not be considered. If top and bottom is considered, that is total surface. If top and bottom not considered, only these 4 curved sides are considered, that is called curved surface area. And third one is volume. You know, volume is the whole space, the entire space occupied by the object. Okay, so now we are going to derive the surface areas and volume, the formula for all these shapes. Are you ready? Students, before deriving this formula, you should understand one thing, that all these solid shapes are basically derived from plane shapes, that is 2-dimensional shape. For example, if you consider this book is a cuboid shape. Okay, this book is more or less cuboid shape. But if you see a single page, if you imagine that this page does not contain any thickness, then this page can be called as rectangle. Understood or not? Okay, if you imagine that it has no thickness, you can imagine it as a rectangle. Now, I am placing one rectangle above the other rectangle. Now I am placing h number of rectangles, that is I am placing many rectangles up to a height h. Now earlier it had only length and breadth. Now in addition to length and breadth, it contains some height also. It gains some height, that is thickness. Now it became a 3-dimensional shape called cuboid. Understood or not? What I am trying to say, you can derive these formulas of 3-dimensional shape from the formulas of 2-dimensional shape itself. Okay, first let us look for cube. It's an easy one. First, total surface area of cube. You should understand one thing. Cube is mainly derived from square. Cube formula is mainly derived from square, because you see the cube has actually 6 sides. Yes or no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. all the 6 sides represent a square. Understood or not? All the 6 sides represent a square. So total surface area means total surface area TSA, it is denoted as TSA. There are totally 6 sides. So 6 into each side represent a square, isn't it? So this is area. So you can write area of square. Why we wrote area of square? Because each side represent a square. Understood or not? So 6 into area of square. You know very well area of square is nothing but a square or side square. A into a. If you consider the square side as a, then area is a into a or side into side. That is a square. 6 into a square, that is equal to 6a square. That's all. Very easy. So the TSA of cube is nothing but 6a square. Understood? Understood or not? Are you all following? Okay. Suraj, please listen. Now, curved surface area. I already told you, curved surface area means only these sides 1, 2, 3, 4. The top and bottom is not included. Therefore, only 4 sides are included. So CSA equal to 4 into each side represent a square. So 4 into area of square, that is equal to 4 into a square, that is equal to 4a square. You should understand one thing. This curved surface area is also a part of this total surface area, or in other words, if you add the top and bottom, surface area of curved surface area, if you add a top and bottom surface area with the curved surface area, you will get the total surface area. For example, the curved surface area is 4a square and the top one a square, bottom also a square. So a square plus a square, 2a square. 2a square plus 4a square is 6a square. You should keep it in mind. So they both are not different. Curved surface area is a part of or is a portion of total surface area. Now listen carefully. Now we are going to derive the volume. So I already told you, you should imagine the solid shapes are made up of two-dimensional shapes, that is plane shape. So let us imagine this is a cube. Volume means the full portion, the whole area, the whole space occupied by the cube. Okay. So you should imagine this cube is made up of n number of squares. For example, I am first placing a square, then I am placing another square, one above the other. You can do one thing, cut a square shaped paper. Okay, 4 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 4 centimeter. Cut a 4 centimeter square paper. So you cut some 100 papers like that and place it one above the other. Understood or not? Like this. Here one, another one, another one, another one above the other. Okay. So now you are keeping the paper one above the other, and when the height of that papers reach 4 centimeter, already the paper is a square of size 4 centimeter. Already it has A into A. Now the paper, you are keeping one paper above the other. When the paper reaches 4 centimeter, now it became a cube. Understood? Because the height also equal to the A, that is 4 centimeter. So imagine like this. Already you are placing one square. The square area is A into A is A square. Now you are placing one square above the other, one square above the other up to a height A, which means there are A numbers of square. Therefore, so volume formula is equal to, already you are placing one square na base. So area of square into how many squares you are placing? You are placing up to the height one above the up to the height A. So A number of squares. So into A. A is nothing but the height of the cube. Understood or not? Therefore, you know very well, area of the square formula is a square, and you have placed a number of squares, that is up to the height a. Therefore, a square into a, that is equal to a cube. So volume is equal to a cube. That's all. So you don't need to memorize this formula. Rather, you can easily derive this. Understood or not? See, even if you forget this one of this formula also, you can derive. Okay, you should know this concept. So first we are placing one square, then we are placing one square above the other up to a height a. So this is a, this is also a. Now the height is also a. So a into a, that is a cube. Understood or not? Very easy, isn't it? So now the total surface area of the cube is 6a square, and the curved surface area is 4a square, and the volume is a cube. Understood? In the same way, we can calculate for other shapes, that is mainly for cuboid also. Okay, so consider a cuboid. Cuboid has basically 3 dimensions. This is the length. Okay, so this is the length, one is the length, and one is the breadth, and one is the height. Okay, so length, breadth, height, these are the dimensions of cuboid. So let us derive the formula for cuboid. See this cuboid also contains 6 sides, and each side represents a rectangle, just like cube. But there is a small difference. Cube formula was very easily derived. So 6 sides, 6 into a square, because it contains 6 equal squares. But here in case of cuboid, they are not same. See, this rectangle is different, this rectangle is different. Okay, so there are actually 3 different types of rectangles, and totally 6 rectangles, 3 different types. So each type 2 rectangles. How means, you see here, this is length, this is height, and this is breadth. Breadth, height, length. So this rectangle contains 2 dimensions, length and height. The front rectangle contains length and height. The back rectangle also contains length and height. Understood or not? So the area of this rectangle is length into height. This rectangle also length into height. So it contains 2 rectangles which is of the dimension L and H. You know the area of the rectangle. What is the area of rectangle? I write it here. Area of rectangle is equal to length into breadth. So here L is the length and H is the breadth. Okay, so how many rectangles, such rectangles? There are 2 such rectangles with dimension L and H. So here the area is L into H. Length is L, but breadth is H. Understood? Understood or not? Okay, so L into H. Here also L into H. So you can write it as 2LH. Understood or not? Because there are how many such rectangles? 2 rectangles. So 2LH. Then consider this rectangle. Here, this is front, this is side, right side. Okay. So breadth and height. So here the length is B and breadth is H. Understood or not? So don't think area means simply L into B. No. L refers to length, B refers to breadth. But here length, in the place of length B is present, in the place of breadth H is present. So the area is B into H. In this particular rectangle it is B into H, and this side also the same, B into H. So both sides have areas B into H. So B into H plus B into H. So 2BH. 2BH. Understood or not? So 2 triangles with area L into H and 2 triangles with area B into H. Okay. So front, bottom, front, back over, side, left and right over. Now see the top and bottom. Top and bottom. So the top one is L into B, the normal one, length into breadth, L into B. Length is L only, breadth is B only. So the top is also L into B, the bottom one, this is the top, okay, and the bottom one also, this is also L into B. So here is, okay. The top also L into B, the bottom also L into B. So L into B, LB plus LB is 2LB. Understood or not? LB plus LB is 2LB. So here 2 is common everywhere because there are two triangles with area LH, two rectangles with area LH, two rectangles with area BH and two rectangles with area LB. So you can take the 2 as common, 2 into LH plus BH plus LB. That's all. This is the total surface area of a cube. Understood? Now see the curved surface area. Curved surface area means this top and bottom will be excluded. So front and back, you know, this is LH, that also LH. So front and back 2 LH. Okay. Then side, left side, right side BH. Yes or no? Already we did that. So 2 BH. Top and bottom is excluded. So 2 LB is excluded. In case of curved surface area, the 2 LB is excluded. Therefore here what is common? In both the terms we have 2 as common and H also as common. So you can take 2H as common, and if you take 2H common, remaining L is present, and here remaining B is present. So the curved surface area formula is 2H into L plus B. That's all. Once you derive total surface area, curved surface area is very easy. Then now look at volume. I already told you the cube was made up of square and cuboid is made up of rectangle. So here imagine the book. So the first, it contains a rectangle. You imagine this is a rectangle. So area of rectangle, and you are placing one rectangle over the other. How many rectangles you are placing? You are placing H number of rectangles because the height is considered as H now. You need some height, some thickness or some height. Yes or no? So you are placing H number of rectangles. So you multiply it by H. You know area of rectangle formula is length into breadth, L into B into H. This is the volume of rectangle. Very easy, isn't it? In this way you can derive the formula for cuboid. Cuboid is also easy, isn't it? Very easy. And next we are going to see the derivation of cylinder. How to derive the formula for cylinder. So consider a cylinder. You can consider that the cylinder is made up of circles. If you want one example, you take 1 rupee or 2 rupee coin. Okay, 1 rupee or 2 rupee coin, take some 10 or 15 coins. So one coin, you imagine it as a circle. Actually a coin is a cylinder only, but I want you to imagine it as a circle. Okay, so this is a circle. You are placing one circle over the other up to a height. The height of the cylinder is considered as H. So up to a height H, if you keep one circle over the other, you will get a cylinder. So basically a cylinder is derived from circle. Now we are going to derive the formula for cylinders. Okay. Now consider this cylinder, total surface area. Total surface area overall means, so in the top it contains a circle, in the bottom also it contains a circle, and this area is the curved surface area. So total surface area can be written as, in case of cylinder, curved surface area, this is the curved surface area, plus how many circles are there? 2 circles. Each circle area of the circle, you know, area of the circle formula is pi r square. So this is pi r square, this is also top also pi r square, bottom also pi r square. So you can write 2 into pi r square, that is 2 pi r. Understood? This 2 pi r square is nothing but the 2 circles. Or you write 2 into area of circles, that is curved surface area plus 2 pi r square. 2 into pi r square is 2 pi r square. So curved surface area, let us find the curved surface area. So this is the curved surface, cylinder, curved surface. Okay. How to measure this? You have no specific formula. Therefore, what you have to do? You have to peel it. You have to peel the curved surface. I will tell you how. So imagine this is a more or less a cylinder shape. Yes or no? This is cylinder shape. This is more or less a cylinder shape. If you peel the curved surface area, what shape you will get if you peel it? What is this shape? This is a rectangle. Yes or no? So if you peel a rectangle, you will get a, if you peel a cylinder, you will get a rectangle shape. But how you will write what is the length and what is the height? You see, this has become the what? This is the breadth, isn't it? Or you consider length, no problem. Okay, you can consider this as length, this as breadth, or this as length, this as breadth. So let us take the longer one as length. If this is the length, what was it already? When it was a cylinder, this was the height. Yes or no? The height has become the length now. Okay. So in the place of length, this is nothing but the height of the cylinder. Yes or no? See, the cylinder was like this. Earlier it was like this. Now you peeled it. Okay. Now this is nothing but the height. Then what about this? What about this breadth? This breadth was earlier like this. This has become a breadth. You understood or not? See it clearly. Earlier it was folded like this as a circle. Now it became the breadth. So this breadth was earlier nothing but the circumference. It starts from here and ends here. Circumference of the circle. Understood? Earlier this breadth was nothing but the circumference or the length of the circle. You know the circumference of the circle formula is 2 pi r. So we can write 2 pi r. So the length was earlier as height. Length is nothing but the height of the cylinder, and the breadth is nothing but the 2 pi r, that is circumference of the circle. Understood or not? Now this is actually a what? Actually a rectangle. Rectangle formula is length into breadth. So nothing but 2 pi r length into breadth. That is 2 pi r into h. Here length and breadth are considered as 2 pi r and h. So 2 pi r into h is 2 pi r h. This is how you derive the curved surface area of the cylinder as 2 pi r h. It's very easy. Now, therefore, what about the total surface area? In the place of CSA, you write 2 pi r h plus already you have 2 pi r square. So here also 2 pi r is there. Here also 2 pi r is there. If you take the 2 pi r as common, you have 2 pi r remaining h is there. Here remaining r square. So 1 r is there. Another r also there. That's all. This is the total surface area and this is the curved surface area. And now the volume is very easy because the cylinder is derived from a circle. So first you place one circle. So area of circle, and you are keeping one coin above the other, one circle over the other up to a height. The height is mentioned as h. So you are having h number of circles. H number of circles. So into h. So area of circle formula pi r square into h, that is equal to pi r square h. Simple. If you imagine that a cylinder is made up of circle and one circle over the other up to h number of circle. So pi r square into h. That's it. So total surface area is 2 pi r into h plus r. Curved surface area is 2 pi r h and volume is pi r square h. It's easy, isn't it? Okay. Now consider a cone. Okay, cone If you see cone, among the plane surface, plane shapes, you remember a triangle, isn't it? This is a solid shape cone. Plane shape, you will remember a triangle. Okay. So whatever it may be, in cone, the dimensions in the bottom of the cone, a circle is there. Therefore, definitely it has radius r, and it has actually a perpendicular height in the middle. The perpendicular height of the cone is height h, and this is called as, the height is called as slant height. So for example, if I draw a cone like this is the radius, and the middle vertical height, perpendicular height is called as h, and the slant height, this is called as l. So r, h, l. Understood or not? Okay. So now, first total surface area, TSA, I wrote it here, TSA. These are the curved surface area, and there is no top. In the top a tip is there, so we need not consider. But in the bottom a circle, only one circle is there. So total surface area is curved surface area plus only one circle. So area of circle. Understood or not? So only one circle. Okay. So CSA plus only one circle. So pi r square. Now we need to derive the curved surface area of the. Okay, so I already told you, if you want to find the curved surface area of the cylinder, we needed to peel that. Okay, similarly, if you peel this curved surface area, the cone shape, okay, the curved surface area of the cone, you will get a shape more or less like this, not exactly, but more or less you get a shape like this. Understood? Okay, so more or less you will get a shape like this. It's not exactly, but you will get a shape more or less like this. It's very difficult to find the area of this shape. So what we are doing, we are dividing this shape into a number of triangles. Understood or not? A number of triangles. We are dividing this into a number of triangles. Actually, in this shape, this is nothing but the slant height L. Understood? This is nothing but the slant height L. And these all together form this circumference of the circle. Understood? This all together they form the circumference of the circle, that is 2 pi r. Please keep it in mind. Now you have divided this shape into a number of n number of, you can consider as a n number of triangles, n number of triangles. So here curved surface area is equal to n number of triangles. Okay, for example, triangle formula, area of triangle is equal to 1 by 2 into base into height. Okay, so area of triangle is 1 by 2 into base into height. So the base, there are n numbers, so this is b1, b2, b3, b4 dot up to n number of triangles. So if you add that, find the total of all the area of all the triangles, you will get the answer. Seems difficult, isn't it? But it's not difficult. So let us write like this. Therefore, curved surface area of cone is equal to nothing. How you will write? First you will write the first triangle. First triangle is half into the base is b1 into the height is nothing but the height is here, the height is the slant height L. Understood now? Instead of height you can write the slant height L. Okay, plus the second triangle b2, so half into b2 into the height is same L. Similarly, third triangle, fourth triangle up to nth triangle you can write. So the nth triangle will be 1 by 2 into B n into L. The height is L. The base is B1, B2 like that. Understood? So now in all the values half is there and L is there. Yes or no? 1 by 2 is present everywhere and L also present everywhere. So you can write this common like that. So 1 by 2 you can write outside and L also you can take outside, commonly outside. So remaining what is there? Here B1 is there plus B2 is there plus dot 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 up to Bn is there. Understood or not? I am taking 1 by 2L commonly outside. That is equal to 1 by 2 into L. You know, I already told you, if you add this B1, B2, everything, it is actually nothing but the circumference of the circle 2 pi r. So instead of this B1, B2, B3 up to Bn, you can replace this as 2 pi r. This 2 pi r is nothing but the circumference of circle. Understood or not? So instead of this B1, B2 up to Bn, I am replacing it as 2 pi r. So these two cancel, remaining L into pi r, which can be written as pi r L. That's all. So the curved surface area is pi r. Now I can write here. So the curved surface area, the total surface area is CSA plus pi r square. That is equal to, the CSA is pi r L. So pi r L plus pi r square. Here also pi r is there also pi r is there. So I can take pi r commonly outside. So I will get pi r into L plus, here also one r is remaining, L plus. Are you all following? It's easy, isn't it? You already, I hope I already explained this, but we are just recollecting it. So the total surface area of cone is pi r into L plus r, but the curved surface area is pi r. Clear? Now, let us go to the volume. So volume, we are not going to derive it, but I want to tell you an example. You consider a cone and a cylinder. Compare with, if you compare a cone and a cylinder, you take a conical flask as well as a cylindrical flask of same radius and same height. Understood? If you take a conical flask and a cylindrical flask of same radius, okay, so first one cylindrical flask and another conical flask. Okay, so imagine they both have same radius and same height. Okay, so now what you are going to do, you are going to fill the cylindrical flask with the conical flask. How means you are pouring water in the conical flask and you are filling. Okay, so when the first time already you fill the conical flask with water and you are pouring it in the cylindrical flask, the cylinder will not get filled. So one time you pour, it will not get filled. Second time you pour, now also it will not get filled. And when the third time you pour it, now it will get filled. Understood? What do you mean by this? What do you understand from this? Which means the capacity of the cylindrical vessel, cylindrical flask is 3 times greater than that of the conical vessel, if the radius and height is same. In other words, we can say the cone is 3 times, the cone's capacity is 3 times smaller than that of the cylinder. You know, capacity and volume are same only. So from this we can conclude that the volume of the cone is 3 times less than that of the volume of the cylinder. That is, you know, you can write volume is equal to 1 by 3. 3 times less means you will write 1 by 3 into volume of cylinder. So volume of cone is nothing but equal to 1 by 3 into volume of cylinder. So you already derived. We already derived the volume of cylinder. Volume of cylinder is, you remember? Yes. It is pi r square h. We already derived the volume of cylinder as pi r square h. So the volume of cone is equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h. That's all. So very easily you can derive this. So the curved surface area of the cone is pi r l. Total surface area is pi r into l plus r, and the curved surface and the volume is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Okay. Let us consider a sphere. See, in the sphere, the whole sphere is a curved surface only, fully curved surface. You cannot differentiate total surface, curved surface, because the whole surface is curved only. Therefore, in case of sphere, there is no CSA, TSA, no curved surface area, no total surface area. Simply there is surface area and volume. So what I advise you, what I insist you, in case of this sphere alone, you study the volume directly. The volume is given as 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, no need to derive. You directly study it as 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, so in case of sphere, directly study the formula 4 by 3 pi r cube, and the surface area is given as 4 pi r square. So you can remember it like this. See, this is a sphere. The surface area, you imagine like this. Here one circle, here one circle, here one circle, here one circle. So totally here one, here one, here one, here one. So you imagine there are 4 circles in the surface. You imagine like that. Okay. So that is 4 into area of circle. That is 4. Area of circle is pi r square. Understood or not? So the surface area of sphere is 4 pi r square, and the volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Volume will always be in cube only. Means if you, the unit will be cube. Okay. For example, centimeter means centimeter cube, meter means meter cube. But square will be always, the unit is square. Meter means meter square, centimeter means centimeter square. Clear? So finally, another one shape. I don't know the shape now. Hemisphere. The name itself tells hemisphere is nothing but half of the sphere. Hemi means half of the sphere. So imagine if you cut this sphere, what will happen? You consider an orange or a watermelon. If you cut, it will be like this. Yes or no? So if you cut, it will be like this. So here, what is this? This part represents a circle. Okay. So in case of sphere, this is curved region, and this region is not curved, it is flat. Understood? In the sphere, the whole region is curved, but in hemisphere, this region is curved, this region is flat. So hemisphere has TSA and CSA separately. I will tell you. First, volume. See here, hemisphere is nothing but half of sphere. Therefore, the volume also will be half of the volume of sphere. That is 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by 2. So 4 divided by 2 will be equal to 2 divided by 3 pi r cube. So volume of sphere will be half of it. Here 4 by 3, the 4 half is 2 by 3. Understood or not? So volume of hemisphere is nothing but half of the volume of the sphere. Clear? Then here TSA also there, CSA also there. First we will write CSA, curved surface area. See, curved surface area means this region. You see, the whole sphere, the full region is 4 pi r square. Therefore, the half region will be 4 pi r square. Half region divided by 2. 4 by 2 is 2 pi r square. Understood or not? Curved surface area means only the half. This flat surface is not included. Okay, clear? Now, total surface area means with the curved surface area, the flat surface area is nothing but a circle. The circle region also, the circle area also included. So area of circle. Understood or not? With the curved surface region, the flat circle also included. So already CSA is given as 2 pi r square. Then the area of circle will be pi r square. So 2 pi r square plus pi r square is nothing but 3 pi r square. So Chord surface area is 2 pi r square. Total surface area is 3 pi r square. Understood? So that's all. We have derived the formula for all the circles. Only for sphere you just study it as such. Understood or not? So with this I complete today's class. We have derived the formula for all the shapes, and tomorrow onwards we will solve the exercise. Understood? Okay, I will meet you in the next class. Thank you.